going into things with VP and Expert in just a couple of moments. Knife round is going live as we speak. And Dean, we saw a bit of a shaky performance over on the CT side of Dust 2. How do you feel about them now coming into Cash, which is a little bit more of a puggy map, I suppose, overall, but generally in the same kind of category of CS maps as Dust 2?
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried for them just because what we've seen from them on Cash so far with this lineup hasn't been amazing. Of course, I think it was about 3 weeks ago that they actually did play Expert on Cash. Same lineup versus same lineup. They lost 16-3, and I believe that was actually in a qualifier. I can't remember what tournament for exactly, but there was obviously kind of big stakes on the line. So I'm a little bit worried for VP. I hope they've gone back. They've looked over things. Of course, when you're the team that comes out on the worst end, you're going to try and revise and see what went wrong. So I'm hoping we see a better VP now coming into this matchup, and maybe they can show us a more consistent performance than what we've seen back on Dust 2.
Yeah, sure. And if you guys aren't familiar with these teams in particular, I mean, over on the Expert side, one of the players that really stood out to me over in ESL Meisterschaft was Skrunk. He's a really solid clutch player, and if we see him in a 1vx situation, I think that's when things really get a little bit juicy. We're already starting out the pistol round here with a bit of utility from VP being deployed towards the A-bomb site. Sorry, from Expert being deployed towards the A-bomb site, and still utility in play for VP. But do they suspect this to be a split towards A? That's the question. Lots of players on short, and they're in danger with the blocks coming up close.
Ooh, JDC, how is he making these kills work? Actually gets the hat-trick before eventually falling. He'll be happy with that one, of course, having actually pulled the rotations down off of the A-bomb site as well. Gives that opening for his teammates to push forward. And with that, we are actually going to see the bomb getting planted. A 3-on-2, a man advantage in play here for Expert. And a tough retake, going to be a hand for Snatchy and Tau. They do at least have a defuse kit, but hang on, Skrunk has actually decided to rotate around. He's going to be coming in on a quick flank that it doesn't look like VP are going to be expecting. Should be able to find at least one free kill from this, you would imagine. Gets spotted now, but as they push forward, Andy ready on the bomb site. The final player having been spotted, completely surrounded. Tau, this is just so difficult. Gets one eventually, and he does still have that defuse kit. So I was gonna say if he gets Alex in quad, perhaps there's a chance for him to just stick the bomb, but it's not gonna happen. Those Glocks up close, too dangerous for VP to handle, and that is gonna be Expert picking up the opening pistol round here on Cash.
Well, the opening pistol certainly helps you out over on that T side, getting it early on. But as we move into the second round, should be a 2-0, pretty much. The VP coming into this with just a couple of P250s. They've got some utility, so they're going to go together, try to find a couple of openings. You can see they've sacked up towards Day, where Skrunk is coming out on a Mach 10. Oh, doesn't actually have free reign there. Gets taken down by a P250, and a man advantage for VP. They've only managed to obtain a Mach 10, though. Decent damage onto Alexor over on B. And a couple more kills are certainly on offer. Like, if they can find themselves taking down 2 players here, I think they'll be happy. 3, certainly a very good prospect for a round like this. Winning it is not really on the cards. So that guy there, his name is pronounced Syken. Not Sicken, Syken.
Syken.
I had this out with the German community the other night on Meisterschaft, and it is Syken. Okay. I've learned.
That's fine. We know the pronunciation now. That's good. We can keep it correct from this point forward. Can any more damage be done is the question. I don't think so. It seems like Snatchy and Miho have actually kind of just fell back off. They've left Snatchy outside of B, seeing maybe if you can catch up an exit frag. But of course, as we can see, Expert taking the safe route, making their way in through CT spawn, should be able to keep all 4 of these players alive. Coming into the next round now, this is where the buy likely to come out from VP, but having invested into that utility, it's not amazing. I'd kind of like to see them just take some pistols in this round again and maybe focus on getting the best bio possible coming into the next round instead. And it looks like they may actually go for that because they have purchased up a couple extra pistols. They've got some utility as well to work with. And I actually do agree with this. If they can just get some damage done again in this round, it keeps them in a decent position.
Yeah, it's nice to see these kind of decisions being made. I mean, after the P250s in the previous round saw a little bit of damage, we hope now that the VP will be able to do the damage to Expert now that they've got AKs. You know, it's not as easy to swing around with an AK as it is with a Mach 10. Still Skrunk on that Mach. He didn't have a whole lot of success towards A last time. Smoke's going over Molotovs as well. They still have no indication that this is pistols. So Skrunk goes down. They don't know there's going to be a lot of players here on A, but now with the bomb drop, things get very difficult indeed. They have to commit to this A bomb site. 1 kill on the board, and AWP not going to be the best weapon against these pistols. Alexor cuts off the flank. Costs him quite a bit of HP, even though he caught Tao off guard. A quick headshot presents an opening for VP now. They could end up doing this damage. They try to hunt down the AWP. Sadly, Alexor has already rotated in to take him down. Andy goes out, though. Low HP on Alexor. A lot of pressure on Syken right now, but he gets it done. And look at the damage being done by a couple of P250s in that round. That came pretty close. I mean, it was almost just one player left alive. Alexor survives with 3 HP.
I think overall VP should be pretty happy with the damage they were able to get done there in that round. And of course, now as they come onto the bye, this is where things get really spicy. They have the double up setup in play. Snatchy and Tao, surprisingly. It was, of course, back on Dust too when we seen that previous game from VP. That it was usually Snacks, I believe, who was picking up that secondary off. So let's see how it goes this time around. It looks like Expert may actually go somewhat fast in this round. They've already grouped up towards A. They have a couple players heading towards the door. 3 in A main. And an execute perhaps being prepared here from that D side. And let's see, is it going to be held down? The flash is perfect. Snatchy trying to peek back out, was blind, gets taken down immediately by the op. A quick headshot from JDC being found as well. And with that, the A bomb site has been completely overrun. It's only me who can actually hold it down at all. And sadly, he's only able to find a single frag before being traded. And at this point, Tao and Snacks, I think they may just be contemplating the save already.
Realistically, it should be. The risk reward here doesn't really pay off. Oh, yikes. Down goes Snacks. Expert proving themselves to be a proficient team here on Kashish, as Tao has only got an AWP to save over to the next round. It'll be hard to work around that on a map like Cash. And you pretty much have to gamble him towards a bomb side. Could leave him in mid for that mid control, but I think Expert are going to be playing a fast strategy. JDC probably going to take out a Mac 10 again for his side, see what he can do. I think Skrunk's the player they tend to give that Mac to. He's the more aggressive one on the T side from what I've seen previously of Expert. This time, though, very much a well-rounded performance for them starting things off. Alexor is getting the damage done. He's been the one cutting off the flanks, having the most impact in some of these rounds. But it's been majority against pistols. 2 AWPs coming in. Full buy for VP. They've just about got enough money. I wasn't sure if they were going to go in for a save and allow their money to build up a little bit more, but of course they did that earlier on, giving over the second and third round, giving them enough money to take out a lot of rifles. Without head armor, but I mean, you're up against AKs for the most part, so who really cares?
Yeah, I'd say the issue is more that they don't have all the utility, but even then that's okay with Tao and Snacks having the full sets. So it's a decent enough investment from VP, of course, but can they start picking up some rounds now is the question. That previous gun round was quite convincing, we have to say, from Expert as they just went onto the A-bomb site. It looks like this time around they're going to change things up a little bit. The mid-control instead looking to come in. Snatchy playing from Highway. Going to be Molotoved and forced to just fall back off and actually give up that mid-control over to Expert. Although they're not really pushing forward on that one, surprisingly. So for now, just going to continue to hold. They do have plenty of time, I suppose, but if they had have went forward, that likely would have been mid being found from that D side pretty easily. Instead, no, they may just actually go straight up for a B attack.
Oh, slow walking across there. Skrunk's taken down by Tao. Flashbang goes out to slow down the push a little bit. Rotation coming in from Snacks, drops a molly. Again, it's all just about keeping them contained right now. It's all about keeping them contained, though. Drops the smoke there. Snacks is allowing them access over towards Checkers for free, but Expert don't want any of that. They pick up the bomb, and they're going to start to gravitate towards the A-bomb side, or at least towards middle for now, where Syken's already found control and done quite a bit of damage to Snatchy. He goes out. Mihu finds the kill, sees the mid is clear, and actually begins to rotate to B, still believing it's a B split. They'll find out pretty quickly that it's A, not checking. Oh, no. They don't check the boost. And with that kill, no. And he's not going to go for it. Doesn't think he has time. He's got an AWP. Doesn't want to risk throwing that away. But saving it here will be pretty difficult if they decide to aggress further. Mihu's up close, but doesn't want to try it. Doesn't want to risk it. 4-1. VP finally pick up a round. But again, this is an opportunity for Expert. They did manage to take down 2 players, which means reinvestment comes in from 3 as weapons dropped over. Maybe even 4 if Snacks decides to drop. And so, looking at things right now, you actually have the opportunity to completely destroy VP's economy and push them over to an eco if you find this round here. That could be potentially 6 or 7-1.
Yeah, and of course for VP that would be detrimental at this point. They finally picked up that one round, and now they need to make that happen consistently. Otherwise, as you said, they'll be in a very tough position where Expert are just going to run away with that scoreline very early on. So, an extremely important round. JDC getting boosted up. That may have actually been heard, or at least they may have heard the footsteps up close. They should have some idea about what could be going on here. As you can see, it's Snatchy playing under the boost. And I believe he did actually call for that Molotov to be thrown in. So for now, at least Expert not going to be able to actually push forward on mid as it looked like they wanted to do. But there is still, of course, plenty of time on that clock for them to make a decision about what they're going to actually try and, or rather, where they're actually going to try and take it towards in this round. But it looks like they already have a bit of an idea. They're pressuring towards A. They already have someone from door showing a little bit of presence. And if they do begin to push forward now, already a 3-man stack in place. You can see VP have set up for this perfectly. The trade's going in their favor heavily. Alex eventually picking up only one trade. And with that, Snacks and Snatchy are going to go ahead and hold that down. VP find that second round. And they do so with 3 players alive and keep both of those ops in play as well. So that's good for their economy now. As Expert in this round, it's a bit of a mismatch on their own economy. So they may just buy into this, as you can see. Syken and JDC didn't have enough to get the full investment, but on the other hand, they had enough to get 2 rifles and also a glass cannon up out onto Alex.
It's not the best position really for Expert. They can still make it work though. On the T side, these kind of buys can be a lot more forgivable. How did Alex manage a wallbang there? I guess he started moving just before he shot. Looked to me like that was on him. Oh, Syken comes out and goes down. Again, damage done. It makes things a little bit more doable. Entering alone with the Deagle, not really the way you want to be rolling things. I mean, nothing really to be capitalized on the end of that. I mean, sure, Bialy is low. He's now picked up an AWP from his teammates, though, so he's effectively back in the fight. You have to hit the first bullet on him. He can one-shot you as well.
Yeah, the bog. Oh, I was going to say the Bogdan law, but what a shot from JDC. Yeah, he comes in with that one shot. Doesn't matter. How, of course, also is quite low, so this could still get dangerous for VP right here. They do have to be careful. It looks like Expert haven't got that control towards Highway. Actually want to split towards A now. Although it's taken Alex an unusual amount of time to actually find that bomb. Eventually does pick it up. As the push is going to come in now. A player on truck, a player on the bomb site. Quick rotations in place for VP. And Snatchy going to go ahead and snatch up that opening kill on the bomb site itself. Mihu, he chimes in. And it's just being locked down right now. A good hold comes in from VP. Only losing 1 more player from that point forward. And again, managing to take that gun round, or rather that round for themselves with 3 players alive. As we said, Expert, they did force into that one. They got what they could, but it wasn't perfect. And without being able to make that work and without finding a bomb plant means now they do have to just go ahead and take that eco, and that's going to allow VP to likely equalize this scoreline.
Indeed, they've been granted a bit of a road to recovery, right? Now they can equalize up to 4-4, fight a little bit further. I mean, seeing the T's leading at the end of the half wouldn't be too much of a surprise, considering as well that Expert are pretty proficient at this map. It's a map that they play a lot. And they've certainly got no shortage of individuality. Mihu's going to be the one opening this round up, only against the unarmored pistol, so very easy when you connect those first shots. As there's not a whole lot that they can return. He does well to isolate the fights one by one. I mean, look, alone a P250 with that armor isn't that scary, really, on range especially. But if you've got 4 guys running at you and they can all see you, they're all spamming away, well, there's not a whole lot you can do. You can only gun kick one of them at a time, pretty much.
Yeah, VP haven't built up an amazing economy. It's decent enough where they will have enough for a buy to come out even if they lose 1 round. So it's still kind of a position here where Expert, for them, it's all about just trying to grind these rounds out. If they can bring it up to, as you said, kind of taking the lead would be ideal. But Cash, I would say, is a pretty close map. So A7 really either side gives us still a pretty good game, I would say. But look at this from VP. They're looking so much better now in these past few rounds. The confidence being shown, Snacks. That's the kind of plays you expect him to make. Just pushes straight through that mid-smoke. Sure, it's very risky, but when it pays off, it really does to actually go ahead and grab you a massive advantage in the round. A 5-on-4. Also, a main control has actually been taken, so this is a really good round right now from VP. It's allowed them to take a bit of a gamble. Haven't got aggressive on mid early on. Haven't got the A main control. They have somewhat of an idea about what's going on right now. Oh, will that matter though? Because as the push comes in towards B right now, Expert are still finding a decent amount of success. They've been able to bring it down to that 3v3.
Well, we're looking good with the bomb plant going in for Expert. A 3v3 retake on B, definitely not easy for VP. They've already exhausted all their utility. Walking out in the open, Mihu looked like he was lost. Certainly lost now to the CT side as it's a 1 versus 3. Snatchy creeps out, but JDC is on alert. Much more efficient than the Splinter Cell guards. He doesn't forget when he sees an enemy. Takes him down without any investigation. It's 5-4. Expert Esports secured themselves a better economy. Bomb plant as well. They've got full utility, full weaponry. Skrunk picked up an AK there. One of his teammates was kind enough to give it over to him. I've just spotted the name of his knife. It's interesting.
What is it? I did not see it.
Trade for nudes.
Oh. Well.
So I'm getting a new knife, Dean.
Ooh. I don't know if you'll accept those. But, yeah. Maybe rounds could be traded rather than nudes. I think that'll probably be the ideal position right now for VP. Bialy actually going to find that opening kill this time over towards the boost. So a nice little counter play comes in from VP. They know they need to kind of make those plays early on to get things kind of rolling in their favor, because when they do just sit back, that's when they kind of seem to struggle a bit, you do have to say. But again, even though it was the man advantage in the previous round, we still see an Expert actually recover from that and manage to take the round win. So VP, they can't let this one slip away. They need to take this one, otherwise they're forced down to an eco. And at that point, of course, Expert likely looking at 7 rounds on the T side already.
Oh, nice entry by Alex Or, just crouching on through. Grab walking in, finding the kills. Molotov execute over towards B. Closes off the angles that he can be holding, and Tao not going to be holding anything for much longer as he drops that AWP, and the B bomb site is dropped in the hands of Virtus Pro. I was going to say VP, but then I decided to go in for Virtus. Why not? VP's too easy. Right now, that's what Expert are thinking as they take the B bomb site, and it's a 4 versus 3 save for VP. This round is not going to go their way. Saving over a bit of economy, hoping that the next one will see them with a better position overall. Certainly, Tao and Snacks have the money to rebuy, so it's not the worst in the world, really. But they are, again, allowing Expert to build up a lot of rounds, and it's heavily reliant, like the next round is heavily reliant on these 3 weapons being carried over, which is why I'm getting a little bit worried that I see Bialy going aggressively towards B. But he's stopped. He's not going to move any further. He was just hoping to find a quick exit. But it ain't happening. 6-4. Avoiding the 7 at least by saving over those 3 weapons. They can fight for this round.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to do so, but the problem is now when you look at their money, it's a little bit mismatched. I was going to say Snatchy probably could have dropped over from Master to Tao. Tao actually keeps 2,000 in the bank, surprisingly. Mihu, Snatchy, and Bialy keep some money as well, which could give them the buy in the next round, but if they want to go for it, of course, it will be a little bit weaker. Mihu and Snack's probably going to struggle a bit, so ideally they want to make this one work here now. As it looks like a bit of a gamble towards B, perhaps being taken. I believe they've left just pretty much a single player over on that A bomb site. He has some help from the upper over towards Highway being Snatchy. But if they come outdoor and if they just smoke off that cross, then Bialy is in a really tough position where he's going to have to step up massively on an individual level to hold this down. A little bit of a fake towards B. Is this going to pull any more rotations? Perhaps not likely. Eventually, the push does come in, of course, from Expert, and so far the trade's not really going in their favor. Snatchy actually going to be able to find a second kill there as he shuts down Syken. And with that now, it's left onto Andy and Skrunk. Andy is going to find that B aggression onto Tao, who's been a little bit loud with the footsteps, giving away his position. But it doesn't look like it's really going to cost the round for VP, as they are still managing to pull those frags heavily in their favor. Andy actually does seem to want to go for it. I'd say a save may be worthwhile just because JDC and Skrunk are low on money, but he's going to attempt it. At least he's found 2 more players to go, both of them actually positioned towards A, which he now is aware of, but sadly a little bit too late as he gets taken down. A 5th round being found for VP. And with that now, the economy of Expert again in a little bit of an awkward place because they have 3 players who can buy, and then JDC and Skrunk who would probably be better off taking an eco, but it seems like they're going to invest. You'd imagine everyone buys up at this point, and it's a decent enough investment overall. JDC even able to get that Galil out, although of course he does have to sacrifice utility.
Well, Dean, this is looking like it could be one of the biggest swing rounds so far. I mean, who takes the lead coming up to the end of the half is all down to this round, really. Neither team has a lot of money to rebuy if they lose this one, and Expert already take quite a bit of damage, actually. JDC and Alex Orr going down low with grenades outside of B, where they're still sitting down. Looks like the boost is going to come over, and it will be a split in for middle. They did boost, right? Yeah, they did. Sykin's over the boost. Skrunk goes back towards mid-main. The bomb came back for a minute. It looks like they were thinking about taking mid-control as a unit, but instead they're going to go for the straight-up split. B is under threat. 2 players to hold down. Tau and Snacks are the players to watch right now. They've still got lots of utility, full Molotovs. Each has a smoke and a flashbang to back that up. This is a strong B defense they're walking into. And Sykin actually comes off the boost. There's going to be nothing coming in to prevent. This is very much a choke point situation. Snacks has all the opportunities in the world to find the kills. The Tech 9 up close, though, is a little bit too dangerous and manages to drop him. And with the B bomb site falling with only 2 kills, Dean, it's a 3v3 retake. That is not ideal. Things were looking like they could have been a lot better for VP there.
I expected Snacks to find so much more from that back of Checker's position right there. I don't know why he peeked out so wide and kind of opened himself up to be main. A little bit interesting. Goes down without finding nearly as much as he could have. He honestly could have just kept hiding, waited for his teammates, and then been there to make the retake a little bit easier. So it's going to be tough now, but it's definitely still winnable for VP. But as I say, that push begins to come in. The trades again being found. And they are going to favour the German side as it's only now by Ali that remains. 2 low HP players for him to try and fight against, but the flash was perfect. And it's going to be Scrunk to finish him off in the Snacks corner, ironically. 7-5, Expert going to go ahead and keep that lead in their favour. And of course, they've come in with a resound to the economy of VP, who are now put in a really difficult position. They have Snatchy and Tau, who at this point are looking to be on that double eco, so I don't know if they wanted to buy or not. It looks like they're going to take the eco at least, but even with that, the buy in the next round isn't really going to be all that great. Snatchy and Tau probably put down to the likes of FAMASs or maybe SMGs.
Nice opening onto Snacks there as Skrunk manages to find himself mid-possession for the first time in quite a while. Look at the position over towards B. It's Tau all alone with a USP. Things are not as bright as they could be. Stuck behind the box. Nowhere to flee. I wouldn't like to be him. Glad I'm me.
Beautiful, beautiful. I do that clicking things, but I can't actually click my fingers.
You could clap instead, like a really low clap. With
I use push to talk, I can't.
Ah, okay. Well,
yeah. I'd have to clap against my face. It doesn't sound right.
Okay, well, look, this is a pretty easy round anyways. Nothing to work with for VP. Tau, luckily, actually stays alive. But he's only got a USP, so he's not going to be too delighted about that. What do you rate his chances here, Dean?
A whole 0. That's what I give him. Yeah, he's dead in about 2 seconds. How does he get that kill? All right, Alex. Gets wall banged through the box by a USP. What more can he do?
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I didn't see a world where he was walking away with that kill, but okay. At least he drops 1 rifle.
Did Alex even shoot?
I don't think so. I think he like went to shoot, walked behind the box, and then just got his head taken off with surgical precision.
Yeah, give it to Tau. Some nice shots there on the USB. That was an extra $300, so that definitely assisted his buy somewhat. Gave him that smoke right there, as you can see. So yeah, good find from him. But the problem is now they need to make this gun round work, otherwise we're likely looking at Expert taking a 10-5 half. So of course this round being very important, and Snacks is already gone. Trying to take that angle with the op from Checkers, gets his head quickly taken off by JDC. Oh, and Tau is going to follow it up as he tries to re-aggress. I like the idea. He potentially, of course, had the chance to try and catch 2 players right there, but a little bit unfortunate that JDC was expecting it. He continues to frag out at this point. The trades eventually coming in, but it's a 3v1. I don't think Expert are too worried. It's only by Ali now that remains. And, you know, it's 2019 when you say only by Ali, because a few years back, he definitely would have been a formidable foe, but there's the first kill, so we can't count him out of this now. 1v2, definitely winnable, but he does of course need a defuse kill, otherwise the time is going to work against him heavily. And that Molotov going down pretty much negates his chances of being able to even go for this. At this point, I say he just saves the AK.
And indeed he does. He's listening to you, Dean. Dean for coach.
I'd be a terrible coach.
I mean, it's easy, right?
Coach.
My understanding is you just stand behind them and shout, just win! I mean, that's what the guys in matchmaking help me out with anyways.
It's just backseat gaming, but you're getting paid for it.
It's not quite always. You look at how they coach over on Gambit.
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
I know.
It's going to be
kidding.
very important.
I just don't want us to get like a Reddit thread flaming us for like saying coaches are useless.
Oh, noob.
They've got weapons. Hold on. The third person is.
We've got the auto come out for Scrunk. I don't even think he dropped a rifle.
There is. There's an AK.
Oh, there is? Okay, yeah, okay. It'd be strange if he didn't, because that auto sniper is very difficult to push into a bomb site with.
Yeah, let's call it a situational weapon.
Yeah, and I don't see too many situations on the T side of Cash where it's all that useful in all honesty, so a little bit strange, but I guess it's more about kind of a bit of BM at this point. And also that mid spam can actually be quite useful, but VP, they haven't really been holding down mid all too aggressively. Normally they've actually just left Snatchy towards highway, which is what they've done in this round as well.
Boom goes the dynamite, Snacks goes down, and now the B defense is just a little bit weaker. Again, it's going to be Tao trapped under the vents, nowhere to go. Although he actually has support coming in. Mihu's there now. Mihu's got 2 flashbangs. So Deagle maybe not, incredible here. It's not the best gun in the world, but that flashbang that's going to come in can really help Tao out. Oh, he gets full blinded though. Swings a little bit too wide, and despite the low HP on Alex Thor, he'll make it out alive. That's a blunder. What could have been a great position turns into a pretty risky one now. Ali's alone on A, finds himself a kill. They know there's a player there with an AK now. I'd be surprised if experts still angle themselves towards that A bomb site with that info in hand.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like you're going to be surprised too much, Mitch, because they're taking it towards B. Only going to be Mihu with a Deagle. We know he can be dangerous with this weapon, but as long as experts stick together and efficiently trade, it should be very difficult for him to hold this down. And you can see that is the case. Mihu finds one, but it comes back. Scrunk and JDC return it, leaving it all onto Bialy yet again. That's a decent enough nade, doing some damage, but it won't be 3 this time. The save, of course, not being an option. He has to try and go for it. And without a defuse kit, he's going to have to get a move very soon. And sadly, Andy with the op is ready to take him down. That's 10-5 at half-time. Expert Esport looking spectacular here on Cash yet again. As you said, it is one of their stronger maps. And we haven't really seen too much from VP on this map. Again, we've seen them play versus Expert on it a couple of weeks back, and they actually got 16-3 at that time around. So some improvement this time, that has to be said. But when they swap to the T side now, how are they going to do?
That's the real question, but you got to think about it, right? VP have had their good stints over on the T side. In the previous matchup, we saw their CT being the weaker one, so maybe they can fall back on that, put up a better performance here on T. It wouldn't be the most surprising thing in the world to see them putting up a better performance, but 10-5 just isn't a good scoreline, really. Although you do like to see the T side on Cash taking the wins. Sometimes, a 9-6 is certainly reasonable. But coming into things here, I think 10-5, it gives Expert a massive advantage, considering they're probably the team I'd favor on this particular map. I'm not feeling so good for VP right now. I think they need a pistol round to start the road to recovery. They're coming into it with 2 pieces of utility. 2 players with utility, rather.
Yeah, 2 pieces of utility be a little bit different. That would probably just be maybe 1 smoke each or something, but they have a bit more than that, Mitch. They have a Molotov as well. They have a couple of flashes alongside those 2 smokes. And let's see what their plan is going to be. Early on, mid-control being found. Expert not really holding it down. They've actually gone for a wild stack towards that A-bomb site. Had 4 players on it there for a little while before eventually allowing for Scrunk to rotate back around the connector, just to ensure that, I guess, B and also A can't be wrapped onto through that connector position. What is the plan for VP? It actually looks like they will maybe take this over towards A eventually. They're beginning to actually group up in A main. And Expert still holding onto this 3-man stacker in pretty great positions to hold it down. One thing we can actually note is the fact that there's 2 defuse kits in play for Expert.
Oh yeah, that's an I didn't even spot that. That's an interesting one, taking 2 deaths. Oh, JDC trying to get the work done while full blind, has to go for the reload. Bunny hopping around, keeping himself alive. He comes out with another 2 thereafter. What was that? He actually managed to avoid close range Glocks. 3 players looking at him and he finds 2 kills, despite being low HP with no bullets in the mag. 11-5, Expert will win the pistol. That pushes them over to the home stretch pretty soon, as VP should be taking an eco.
Yeah, it was the kits weren't even needed. I pointed out they had 2 defuse kits, weren't needed at all. Good hold from JDC and his assistant, rather his other teammates on that A-bomb site itself. So great hold, great pistol round yet again, going in favor of Expert. And I believe that's now both pistols actually being found by that German side. So not looking good for VP. Losing both pistols most of the time, you look at a team and you say, okay, this is going to be a very difficult game for them to win, especially with the current scoreline. 11-5, likely to be increased to 12-5, and at that point, a 7-round deficit for VP to overcome. Well, let's see. Can they maybe get some damage in with these Glocks, maybe? A bomb plant, of course, would be nice as well. Get that extra $800 per player to boost up the buy in the next round. But what's their plan going to be is the question, because they don't have any utility, and it's really just going to be about trying to actually use their numbers and trying to, I guess, overwhelm a player or two to try and get that bomb planted.
Alex Orr, 50 HP, backs off of short. He doesn't want anything to do with that, but the problem is now VP make their way over towards the B bomb site. Close range with the pistols can be a little bit dangerous, as Andy finds out, but luckily kills are going their way everywhere. Things are looking good. SMG pick. Grunk's going out with a goddamn USP. He doesn't care. It's Alex Orr to finish things off in 12-5. Clean round. I mean, they only lose 1 player, and that was Andy with an MP9, I think. So it's not the worst spot in the world to be in. They're going to reinvest into this round anyways, knowing that VP have got a full buyout. They've got full AKs and utility, and this is a really important round. If Expert win this one, they're miles ahead. Andy's gone for glass cannon, but it can work.
Yeah,
dropped
I like it. Andy is a very, very strong offer when he's on point, so I don't disagree with it. We know he can get that damage done. An okay nade early on, actually coming in from Bayali there to do some damage on towards Alex. But for now, it seems like VP are just going to hold back, sit in positions and hold the default for this point. Wait and see if maybe Expert get aggressive, which wouldn't really be too surprising if they were to go for it, of course. VP have a good idea that normally with this new economy system coming into that first gun round, you do have the stronger buy, maybe some SMGs and weaker rifles kept in play, which is currently the case, and a lot of the time you will see the CTs trying to get aggressive off the back of those weapons. But it seems like Expert, right now, they're happy to just sit back. They have a bit of a forward stance over towards A, I believe that is. They've actually, I believe, now boosted up Sick, and I thought they were just trying to peek in from A main itself. So putting that MP9 up, having the help of the M4 over towards the forklift as well. If eventually VP take this towards A, they definitely could be in some trouble. And also towards B, they've gotten to a position where they have that info to be found in B main itself.
With very little mid control here, I mean, Expert are going to find it hard to really defend this A bomb site. Very aggressive positions. They try to take control of A main and actually succeed, but lose a player up on top of Boost instead, and this puts them in a very compromised position. Andy, luckily able to find a kill on the Bayali, but Mew gets the trade out, looking for more, and lands it as well. Cheeky little flick. The double take right there. That's the bomb plant down. 2 versus 1. Control over towards the forklift. That Molotov's at least gonna force me to out in the open eventually, and so the fight can be taken. Pushed into a 1v1. Low HP on Skrunk though with a FAMAS. It's not gonna be the... Okay. Picks up an AWP actually. I forgot that was dropped over there. This makes things a lot easier for him to win the fight up against Snacks. The problem is just 1 bullet needed to the body. And the time is just incredibly low.
I was going to say at this point he should probably just save, because then he could drop the up to Andy and he'd be able to buy for himself. Alex would have been the only one down on a weaker buy, but I'd say now I just want to see Expert taking that eco. Even though Andy is double eco, they could maybe just get some pistols in this round, do some damage, do the same in the next round. But it looks like they want to go for it. And I guess it's okay. They have a big lead to work with, a bit of a buffer zone. But sometimes I feel like it's best to just prioritize getting the best buys possible in those positions. But yeah, that was a good play in that previous round from VP. That split towards A is the perfect counter to the boost that, of course, was in play up on the Shroud position. But in this round, Alex, he's going to open things up. That was a very quick deagle shot. And within seconds of the round beginning already, it's a 5-on-4 favor an Expert.
Well, there's a kill for Syken at least. To shut down VP a little bit more and push it into a 5 versus 3. I mean, Expert at this point, they're definitely on the home stretch. A win here pushes VP over to very, very little money. An awkward spot. And a very passive A-hold, all things considered. Playing the one player on the truck, considering you've got pistols, you'd imagine they'd want to hold a lot closer. The smoke goes down. I think that might be just out of range for Alex Orr to actually hear, and I don't think he can see it from that angle either, but he'll see the cross smoke for sure. Now things start to get a little bit fishy. Molotov as well. That's a lot of utility expended with 3 players alive to be a fake. They read that and start the rotation. Push coming in as well. Over boost. I think that's Syken. Yeah, Syken coming up behind in A main. I don't know if that's going to be expected this early on. Doesn't look like it.
It has been spotted, but with a Mach 10.
Snax is coming up behind, though. If they can delay that a little bit longer, he could find the kill. This could push them back into the favorite position. He's going to swing around right now. Syken finds the kill, though. What? He gets the second on a Snatchy? How does he get away with that? Now Andy's up close with a CZ, and good night and sweet dreams, VP, because it's 13-6. Defuse to go in there with a kit. My God, I don't know how Syken gets away with 3 kills in that position.
Neither do I. I have honestly zero idea, especially that kill on towards the forklift. I don't know how he ends up getting that. I think it was Snatchy. He should have been able to find that trade pretty easily right there, especially with how low that Syken actually was. I think he was down to right around 12 HP if I remember correctly, so a little bit awkward, and of course a round that VP could not afford to lose. They've been reset, their economy now in a tough position as they take an eco, and with that likely going to have to concede a 14th, meaning they'll have to play flawlessly from that point forward if they want to take the win in regulation. There we go, quick mid push coming in up against those rifles. It is going to be a bit of a struggle. Can they find any frags is the question, as eventually Snax gets one. Oh, and a second was potentially there for him, but eventually being finished off. And there it is. Final kill comes in from Syken. He gets 3 again, but not too bad from VP, being able to actually drop 2 players. Taking down JDC and Alex. I don't think it'll matter too much in this round specifically, but it does give the chance, of course, for VP to be able to eventually break that money down and give themselves a couple of easier rounds. But as I said, of course, now they have to be flawless from this point forward. 10 rounds in a row is what they need to take that win in regulation.
Well, look, VP now got one last chance, Dean, really. And right here is where they need to make the comeback happen. They don't want to be facing into an OT. Coming in with an AWP, 4 AK-47s. And it's looking like the A-bomb site's going to be hit pretty soon. JDC on the rotation over towards the catwalk. You've got Alex Orr actually backing off here with the AWP. He wants to play over towards the wall. God. Good kill by JDC. I don't know if you saw that in middle. Beautiful little one-tap towards the boost. Pushes us into a 3v3 with Snatchy's kill, but Andy returns it and keeps Expert ahead. The bomb's still to be planted as well. Grenade goes in. That's damage done to Snatchy. He's down to 60 HP. Every little helps in this scenario. Lots of Molotovs left in play as well. They're going to clear out all the angles. Quads being cleared by this Molly. Snatchy's going to have to move. He's been lit up to 50. Molly's going to spread and touch him eventually, I think. No, he's just out of position, but he's going to be taken down nonetheless as Snax hides inside the smoke. He's going to have to eat these players up. The bomb is planted for him at least. He has the potential to stop this bomb plant. Squirk spotted him though and finds the kill. Walks away with a 15th round for his team as the defuse comes through. And VP are so far behind right now, Dean.
Yeah, they'll be able to scrape out some form of a buy here. Snatchy should be able to get a rifle out. Maybe Mihu can go for an AK with body armor if he wants, and Snax could do the same, but it's just not going to be a perfect buy for VP. And at this point, they can no longer win it in regulation. 9 rounds in a row is what they need in order just to send it into overtime. And you feel like with how Expert have been playing so far, that it's inevitable that they will eventually pick that one round up. If it's not right now, of course. But let's see. Can VP keep themselves alive any longer is the question. It does look like they want to take the pace up, actually. A bit of a quicker play, perhaps towards A. Not working out as they would have hoped initially, as Tao instantly taken down, showing his shoulder rather to that upper, and allowing for the shot to be taken, as it is a 5-on-4. A minute and 30 seconds remaining. 4 more players for VP to keep themselves alive. And a 1-for-1 trade in that position, not really ideal. They still haven't really got to push forward all too much. Slowly beginning to do so. Eventually, Snatchy catches one onto JDC as well, but it's still that 3v2.
Oh, there goes Snatchy. He's down. It's a Snacks 1v3 play. That's all that's left, Dean, and it's looking like this could be the end of the road for VP. Luckily, the B bomb side's completely open. So making his way there, he can at least get the bomb plant down. Grunk hasn't got any info on that, so the bomb is going to go down. Presenting an opportunity for VP at least. He's got to hold it off. The B bomb site, the place you want to be in this kind of scenario, but it still doesn't make it very easy. Under the vents. Grunk's going to be coming out there. The nade's already been heard. Snack's going to be ready for this. He's trying to get the peak. He has to go eventually. I mean, that bomb's out in the open. They know he's going to be towards checkers at this point. They're giving him no opportunities here. Skrunk finds the kill. I mean, look, even if he found the kill onto Skrunk, the teammates were rotating in. Alex Zora had the information. I was covering his teammate, but with the smoke, there was not a whole lot that could really be done there to find the victory. I think it's well played by Expert, and they did a lot better than I thought. I gotta say, I do like that team in general. I thought they put up a really good fight, but again, expecting a closer scoreline than that from VP.
Honestly, I can't say I was. Looking back at the previous scoreline when these two teams played, just the fact that it was 16-3, so convincing as well. I guess you could say it was still pretty new for that VP lineup, but coming into this one, they didn't look all that much improved. Sure, they lost both pistols, 6 rounds. If they had won one of those pistols even, it would have looked a little bit more close on the scoreline, but I just didn't really see much that impressed me throughout that game. Lots of mistakes being made. It seemed like overall Expert were kind of more on point with the calls. They seemed more efficient with the trades, and a lot of the time VP just going for individual plays that, of course, weren't really working out for them.
Yeah, and I said starting things off there that I expected it to be kind of Skrunk that really shone through based on what I've seen from them before, but JDC, man, that guy was a monster throughout that game. He found 24 kills across it, finished with nearly 180 or as well. Spectacular play from Expert, and that's a really promising German roster. But I think that's it from us for the day, Dean. It's been 2 good games for VP. Well, 2 good games with VP in them. And we're going to call it there, I suppose, for the night. That was a little bit mean. I'm sorry. Well, like, until next time, guys, that's the end of the ESEA broadcast for tonight. I'll catch you next time. I've been Mitch. This is Dean somewhere. Have a good day.
Classic.